Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Lionel. I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. This is season 5, episode 6. I'm gonna ask a question in just a minute, but I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video in support of me, and also subscribe if you are new to this channel, and you can leave your comments below. Does anybody feel like this season's just been full? Because it's like we're getting so much so soon, and it's just like, when's the reunion? Like, we haven't had any filler episodes, no nothing. It's just been like non-stop, but I'm good with it. I never thought that I would ever come back to this show, but here I am. All right, so let's get into this episode. I watched it this morning, and then I had to come back and watch it again just in case I was leaving something out. This episode is dedicated to Angie and her husband's 25th wedding anniversary. She got married when she was 25, and now it's 25 years later. So now we know that she's 50. She may have said it before. I don't know. Anyways, Angie sends out these great invitations. The theme is mob wives and something else, but the invitations are wanted, and it gives whatever you're guilty of. And she sends it out to all the ladies and all that good stuff. Next, we see that Lisa gets the invitation, and she's surprised that she got it, because there hasn't been any communication since Milwaukee. And John is there along with Henry. They're there, and she's just talking about how Angie said stuff about her parenting. I was really shocked that she said something in front of her child, but Henry backed her up and said, "You're a good mom." I'm sure she's a good mom if she's letting you spend your time on electronics. I shouldn't have said it, but oh well. Yeah, like, she don't give you a hassle really, or if she does, you really win. So of course she's a good mom. I'm sure she probably does. I think now she gives nutrients. Shout out to Mary. What was I going to say? They call the oldest child. I forgot his name. They've done a lot of tests, and all the worst stuff he's passed. They're still trying to figure out what's wrong with him and whatever. But he's up and at it, and he's not letting that stop his flow. The next scene is Whitney and Meredith. And they hug and embrace. I don't understand how that happened, but Housewives. I think now I have to take a cue from Rodney DeVois. Quit being so invested in these shows. Just like the other day I was with the whole Bryn situation on New York Housewives. But I don't know how to take some of these relationships, because I guess I'm just not that person. If I'm in some type of squabble with you, we're not hugging. We'll get there when we get there, but right now we're not hugging. No. If we make up, then okay, possibly, but no. Anyways, Whitney sits her down, and Meredith comes, and they sit down, and Whitney just says, I have to apologize for not giving the benefit of the doubt, and I blamed you for all of this. And then she goes on and just gives her apology to Meredith. Meredith thanks her and says, well, it looks like everything leads back to Lisa Barlow. Meredith feels like Whitney's trying to reel Meredith in to go after Lisa, and she's like, hopefully you deal with this. I don't want no parts of this, The next scene is with Mary. Mary's in her home. It's beautiful. She's out of the closet, thank God, looking very beautiful. Robert Jr. and his wife, which Mary did say on Entertainment Tonight like a week ago or so, that that's not his wife. They're not legally married. I guess probably they did some type of symbolic wedding or whatever. You can tell they're kind of out of it. He's talking almost slurred. She's hardly saying anything. I heard her say at the end of when they stopped talking, "Love you, Mary." So obviously there's some type of love that Mary has shown to this girl. She does feel like this girl is pulling Robert away, and is influencing him in the wrong way. I think that she keeps him there so that she can watch over him as much as possible, because we know what's up, and we know that he has an addiction. He was just put into a rehab facilitation in regards to this. Whoever got him started on the drugs, he may be the leader of it. I think that whatever's going on, I hope he gets the help that he needs. Anyways, Brown comes over and she's loving the house. She brings over a plant, as a good guest should when they're invited over. Brown did share concerning the latest update about the grandparents. Lisa is friends with the grandparents of her daughter Gwen. Mary shared a story that Robert Jr. has not met his grandparents. That's interesting. Her father passed away, of course, but she has no relationship with her mom. We know that stemmed from her actually marrying Robert Sr. because it was supposed to be for her, as far as what the mama had said. But whatever. Mary says that the mom has been all about self. We had the money, but she wouldn't spend it on us. She only cared about herself. When there was like cabbage and some cranberry juice, like all I wanted was cereal, but she wouldn't take care of us for whatever reason, even though they did have money or whatever. But she wanted to make sure that she corrected that with her son. And she may have, well, we see, has coddled her son. And there maybe have to be some correction, Mary, in regards to this. Hopefully, Robert gets better and he can get on his own. You know, again, I don't care, me personally, about nepotism with black folks because we don't get it. So, hey. Is that the last solo scene? Because I think we go on to the party. I think everyone looked really well. I love Meredith Boots. Heather looked great. Whitney looked great. Everyone. I'll just say everyone. And I'm not just putting it as collectively. I think everyone really showed up. Looked like somebody got budget. So, of course, the celebration begins. We get a speech from Angie's father. He said that he wasn't really sure about, or he was apprehensive about the husband. When he started coming around, he had long hair and earrings. And he was like, I don't know. Of course, there's a lot of thoughts going through my head because we know what currently is going on as far as the rumors have been said in regards to this guy. But it's like, if y'all put the two and two together. Now, he said, oh, you look like a hippie, but probably he thought that he was kind of community family, if you get what I mean. So, Angie makes a speech about, you know, we've made it through, even though that there's been these rumors. Like, why would you give attention to that? Angie, I think you're great. There's just some things that are just kind of tacky that comes out of you sometimes. It's like something, no. You know why people are still wanting to talk about it? Because you still want to bring it up. Stop talking about it, and we'll stop bringing it up. About him possibly being gay. So, all of a sudden at the celebration, you might as well call it like speed dating. You know how you ever seen where they go to different people, blah, 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 blah. I think everything started off with Lisa was talking with Melly? No, with Brittany. And Mary had popped over. I think Lisa and Brittany were just saying, are we good? You know, I know things we left off on a rough patch about the whole Jared situation. And like, yeah. And Mary pops by and Lisa was like, are we good? Because I know that you were kind of getting snappy at me at the event the other day. And she said, well, it seems like whenever something's going on, you back the other person and never really back me or whatever, blah, blah, blah. She said, well, I think that Heather was really hurt by some of the things that you were saying, da-da-da-da-da. So that's why I just kind of got in there. Heather stops by, and then all of a sudden, Mary and Heather get into it. Mary's like, well, you leave a track of lies. And Heather's like, Mary, that's so hurtful. I don't understand. Like, why do y'all do that? Whitney gonna say that later too. I'm hurt. What are you hurt about? That's so hurtful. Why is it hurtful? Either you are a liar or you're not. And then Heather was like, you're a liar. Well, what are you lying about? I don't think that you've been a good friend. Have you been a good friend to me? Have you been bad to me? Whatever. Mary had all these clapbacks like, when have you ever been good to me? Like, obviously she shut down Heather. Heather didn't have anything else to say. Lisa was like, "Are we good? Like, can we get a good hug?" Mary was like, "How about a high five?" So later on, after the whole argument, Mary goes and sits with these random children and just saying, "Whew, I got everything off my chest. I could go further with Heather, but I'm good. I'm good." Women. Then, I think it was Brown goes to Angie and says what Heather's doing. And Angie's confused, like, why would she want to do this with my rocky relationship with Lisa? It just seems like she wants to get up in there, and she should have kept that to herself, whatever you were saying, da-da-da-da-da. Angie goes over to Heather and says, "Hey, I just heard that you went to Lisa about what I said about her, da-da-da-da-da." And then Heather was like, "Well, you have been. You kind of switching up." But this is the thing, Heather. You never told Angie any of this, even though you said at the thing that if Angie was in front of her face, she would say the same thing. But you heard the information and you ran to Lisa with it. That doesn't make any sense. And then as far as what you say you have integrity about, well, she is so weird to me. Like, I would like to like Heather, but it's like, whatever. You are too hypocritical. And it's quite crazy as to how you act. Anyways, well, I don't understand why she would try to come in between our friendship, Brownman. So then Angie and Heather go over to Brownman and say, "Hey, da 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 da. Like, why are you getting in between this? And why would you say da 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 da?" And Brownman was like, "Well, anytime I got anything going on and you want to crucify every word I got to say in action, well, why don't you become accountable for what you are saying?" You got in her ear. Was that in your ear? Okay, she was in your ear. But why would you want to come in when our friendship was fragile like that to want to say something to damage it more? Like, Heather don't really have anything. She's now deflected and is going in on Brownman. And Brownman said, "What's good for the goose is good for the gander." So you meddling, I'm meddling. You're going to get called out too. Meredith told Whitney, hopefully you handle this really soon with Lisa. Meredith's like, "I don't want no blood on my hands. I don't want no troubles. I don't want no problems. Da 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 da." Basically, Lisa and Whitney come together. Whitney confronts her about the necklace that was left in Milwaukee. "Yeah, I left it by accident." I do think that, Lisa, you did leave it on purpose. I do think you did that on purpose. I think you lied about that. Whitney goes into about the whole thing is that she found out that it was Lisa was the one that was spewing to the blogs. And immediately Lisa said, "That's a lie. Oh my God, you up here believing all that? How gullible are you to just fall in line and all that?" Whitney's not backing down, even though all she heard is from this guy saying that this other person broke down everyone and whom they thought was the one that did it. Like, you have no concrete proof, but you're standing there and you're still instigating stuff with Lisa, which is so weird to me. Everyone would think that Lisa is the one that has to be uncredible because she's getting upset and all that. It's like, well, why are you coming? Every year, Whitney is coming with some type of theory, hypothetical, and accusing people of stuff and never can back it up. It's only what she thinks. And you're going by this word, by this person. We don't know. And I don't understand. And still you say, I'm hurt. You were supposed to be my friend. What do you mean you're hurt? Y'all been at it since episode 1. So I'm like, what? All I know is I was entertained because now Lisa gonna call somebody cybersecurity and saying, "I want a full investigation. Call the Utah police. Call California police. We're gonna get to the bottom of this, and you're gonna owe me an apology, and I'm gonna send you a bill." Oh, Lisa, you are good. And then she's like, "You're a liar, you're a liar, you're a liar, da 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 da." "I'm not lying, you're a liar. Just admit the truth, da 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 da." So Lisa goes over to her husband where Justin Whitney, you see how much I don't even want to talk about this, but I guess I will say something in just a minute. But anyways, Lisa goes over to her husband, but Justin is there too. And she says, "I don't know how you could just live with a liar." Justin was like, "Well, she's not a liar." Lisa's walking away, but now Justin wants to just keep following her. "My wife is not a liar, da 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 da." John steps in like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Lisa did instigate that. I think John didn't have to step in However, it was initiated, and you can't control how someone else will react if you don't come in on them. I will say that much. I don't know how to rightly judge that, but at least it did start with you, Lisa. Now I'm going to back up and we'll be done. But Brittany brought another date called Aaron. His name is Aaron, I mean. Mary wasn't convinced. She thought that was Jared. She was trying to convince Meredith that, no, that's Jared. That's Jared. We find out that they have been dating for a month. But Brittany says that she's got 3 on the side. Whenever her and Jared are going through stuff, I could have 3 dates a night. I don't know what that means, but whatever. So then, all of a sudden, Jared shows up. And they get Brittany's attention, like, look who's here, Jared. And then there was this... What in the soap opera Days of Our Lives? I was trying to think of the song Lionel Richie and Diana Ross sing, My Endless Love. My love, there's only you in my life. Like, oh my Lord. So then she immediately cries. Brownman says, don't you want a cocktail? Oh, you need something else like a hug? She's like, yeah. So Brownman hugs her. They go outside and be boring. Like, I'm just so confused. And Jared's like, I didn't show up to do this, but Justin, who is his friend, Whitney's husband, called him and said, hey, come on, stop on by, even though it's not even his party. Brittany is here. That was in the text. So she is just as messy as his trifling wife. I was like, oh Lord, I do not want to talk about Brittany in this mess. It's just dumb. You're crying. You're on a date with another man and you see this man. That is so crazy. And obviously Aaron was paid for the night because he stuck around throughout all of this fool-la-la. That's all I do have. Y'all drop in the comments below. I was entertained. Oh, and Lisa said, I can go, I'm going to go the distance with this. I can go the distance. I will find my way. I said, Lord, go ahead. I was so entertained. I'm glad Shawshank is gone. I'm glad Chime is not there because they're doing their job. So, hey, that's all we can ask. Drop your comments below. Like this video. Share it. Until the next one, peace.